कूजन्तं रामरामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलं श्रीमद्रङ्गशठारि सम्यमेवराल् लब्धागमान्तद्वयं श्रीमद्वीररघुत्वहाद्यषड्जित् पादारविन्दाश्रयं श्रीमद्वेदवदंशदेशिकेतेः कारुण्यवीक्षास्पदं सेवे रङ्गधुरीन शासनवशं नारायणं योगिनं श्रीकृष्णमार्यं करुणालयन्तं वेदान्तैग्मं समतीतवन्तं वत्साभिजातं विदिशान्वरेण्यं श्रीभाष्यसिंहं प्रणमामि नित्यम् अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः. Jaya Garuda Suparna, again Krishna Varahan from Geneva, Switzerland, and I am a SARAN Sevaks and a Kalakshepa Shishya of Sri A.P.N. Swami. As the world is celebrating the 100th Tirnakshatram of Sri Lakshmi Narasimha Divya Padaka Sevaka Srivan Shadakopa Sri Narayana Yatindra Mahadesikan, which many of us fondly call as Srimad Villivalam Singar. As part of the celebration, my Kalakshepa Guru Sri A.P.N. Swami has instructed the Shishyas to talk a few words from Srimad Villivalam Singar works as part of a fitting tribute to the Mahan who had spread this Ramanuja Sampradaya all over the world. This is being celebrated as Uttamamana Uttratadhi, and this month, the Panguni month, we have two special occasions. One is the Panguni Utthiram, and this year we are also celebrating Sri Rama Navami in the month of Panguni. When we think about Panguni Utthiram, immediately we think about the celestial marriage between Sri Ranganatha and Ranganayaki. Well, the entire world celebrates the celestial marriage, but there is something else that also happened on this particular day. Swami Ramanuja has written a detailed commentary on Bhagavad Gita, and when he explains the Charma Shloka, he gives the perspective of Bhakti Yoga. Again, as we know, there are only two ways to attain moksham or liberation, that is either through bhakti or prapatti, the act of surrender. Well, to do bhakti yoga, it is a very, very difficult process, and given this age and time where we are looking for instant results, bhakti yoga is not our cup of tea. Thanks to our social media, the real life that we are living in, our real life is being kind of questioned because our concentration span is not more than 30 to 40 seconds. So, how do we all reach moksha then? That's when Swami Ramanuja, out of his compassion, thought about it and performed and demonstrated to everyone in Sri Rangam to say how should we do prapatti. Swami Periyavachan Pillai, Nampillai, and Swami Desikan has written detailed commentary on Sharanagati Gadyam, and our Villivalam Singar has also written a wonderful commentary for the Gadyam called Erar Gunamum Ezhil Uravum in very lucid Tamil so that everyone can easily read and understand. Swami Ramanuja, whenever he wants to explain about Perumal and his Kalyana Guna, he uses this phrase both in Srimad Bhagavad Gita's Vyakyanam as well as in Sharanagati Gadyam. It goes as Swabhavika Anavatikatishaya Jnana Balaishwarya Veerya Shakti Tejas Saushilya Vatsalya Mardava Arjava Sauharda Samya Karunya Madhurya Gambirya Audarya Chaturya Stairya Dairya Shaurya Parakrama Satyakama Satyasankalpa Krititva Kritaknyata Sankeya Kalyana Gunaganoga Maharnava. There are lot of Kalyana Gunas for Perumal, and my Acharyan has given me to talk a few words about Madhuryam. When you say the word Madhuryam, what the first thing that comes to your mind is Madhuryam, Madhu, which means honey. Honey is always sweet. Similarly, this quality is always sweet and pleasant. You can say it in a way that this is so sweet that even when the enemy is being attacked by Perumal, they still feel his Madhuryam, the sweetness, and they are ready to be killed by uh, Perumal. Srimad Villivalam Aishingar has composed a shloka for Madhuryam as Shriyaf Patyau tu Madhuryam Smaryamanam Rasavaham Shruti Smriti Shatai Siddham Anyatra Drishyamuttamam Vyakyanti Bahavav Purve Guravav Pragya Sammataha Atyantarasa Ishta Ritya Tallikyate Duna. All our Purvacharyas, like Sudarshana Suri, Pariyavachan Pillai, defines that Madhuryam is a state of being delightful even when one is intent on killing. And they use a particular phrase which is Madhuryam, that is Hantum Pravrittapi Rasavahatvam. So, even when Perumal comes to kill them, they don't feel the pain or disappointment, but they enjoy the act of being killed by Perumal. To see this, let's take few instances from Ramayana and Mahabharata. As we all know, there is a big fight going on between Vali and Sugriva, and Rama has told Sugriva that he's going to help him by killing Vali. With that courage, Sugriva calls for a fight with Vali, and on the day one of the fight, Rama could not identify between Sugriva and Vali, and due to this, Sugriva gets a lot of beatings. At the end of the day, Sugriva cries and comes back to Rama saying that, "Oh Rama, on your words, I went for a fight, but now look, I'm completely bruised and I did not get the support from you." Rama was patiently listening and said, "Oh, I could not identify between you and Vali, and hence, in a fear that I should not hit the wrong person, I thought of not doing anything. But don't worry, wear this mala and go up tomorrow, and definitely I will help you out." With this revived confidence, Sugriva called for a fight again, and Thara kind of objects to Vali to say that even after getting hit on day one, which is yesterday, why is he calling for a fight again? Does that mean he has a new strength or armor with him who is supporting him? You have to be careful, Vali, otherwise you'll be killed. And I also hear that Rama is besides Sugriva helping him all this. Immediately, Vali dismissed Tara to saying that, "Hey Tara, don't worry. I know about Rama. He cares for his brothers, and such a person will never interfere in the fight between us. So don't worry. I'll go to the battle today and I'll come victorious." Saying this, Vali leaves for the battle, and Rama kills Vali. As Vali falls, he sees the arrow as to who has shot, and in those days it is like a customary practice to say whose arrow was it. And as he was reading the letters in the arrow as Rama, Rama appeared before him. On seeing Rama, he started to lament to say that how can you kill someone that to be from behind, and it is not ethics of the warfare, etc. Rama was patiently listening and told Vali that you have been given a job to protect someone and you failed in that dharma. And the fitting reply for that is, capital punishment, which is to be killed, and hence I have no regret in killing you. Vali said, O Rama, pardon my ignorance. I might have spoken few words out of context. It's not because I am disappointed or angry with you. It's because of the pain of the arrow that made me to speak. Otherwise, who am I to talk anything ill to you or about you? So that was a powerful statement from Vali, and it came because of the Madhuryam character that Rama showed throughout Ramayana. The next sequence is on Mahabharata. During the Kurukshetra war, Bhishma vows that he will make Krishna to take arms during the battle, and he has also made a promise that he would not kill the Pandavas. As the war was progressing, there was no decision factor in terms of who's going to win the war, because for Pandavas, the important person to be slain is Arjuna, and for Kauravas, it was Bhishma. Both of them were fighting, and there was no result. Duryodhana was bit disappointed with this result, and he came to Bhishma and said, Hey Bhishma, you have been fighting, but there is no result. Don't you know that only by killing Arjuna we can win this war? When are you going to kill him? We need to win this war at any cost. Bhishma replied, Oh Duryodhana, that is out of the question. I will not kill Pandavas. Next day, Bhishma rained arrows towards Arjuna, and Krishna was protecting Arjuna from all these arrows. And Krishna asked Arjuna to reply back, to hit it back with arrows, but then Arjuna could not even lift or take the arrow from the chest, because that was the swiftness of Bhishma. On seeing this, Arjuna was pleasantly surprised, and he was telling to Krishna, saying that, Hey Krishna, look at my grandfather. Even at this age, he is able to release arrows like a young person. He is still young at heart when it comes to archery. But Krishna was furious. He was getting hit. The horses were getting hit. But then Arjuna did not care about all these things, and he was just at awe looking at Bhishma. You remember Bhishma made a oath that he's going to make Krishna to take arms during the war. But to which Krishna has said that he will not take any arms during the war. So after seeing all his horses being hit and Arjuna not taking any action, Krishna was furious. He immediately jumped out of his cart. His Angavastram was falling around. He did not care about it. He just threw everything in the air, and he went and took the wheel of a chariot, and he started to spin it like a Sudarshana Chakra. On seeing this sight, Bhishma immediately dropped all his weapons and started to pray towards Krishna. Krishna was furious, saying, How dare you can hit me? How dare you can hit my horses? I'm coming for you to slay you immediately. Bhishma happily stayed back. He was in a very calm and meditative state, and he went 10 steps backward, trying to enjoy the divine vision of Krishna. Krishna came forward. Bhishma still went back. He came forward, went back. It was happening for quite some time. Krishna was furious. What is this? I'm coming towards you and you are not responding and you are just going back. Is this a sign of a great archer who can do this? Bhishma was just enjoying the sight of Krishna, saying that, hey, look at a person who is able to take away his oath just to ensure that his devotee oath is always protected. He is ready to fulfill the promise of the devotee, and he is not even bothered about his own oath. That is the level of Perumal. That is what Achyuta means. He never lets us down. And Bhishma was in a very, very, very enjoyable state, whereas Krishna was very furious. This is not the way you fight the war. And on that, seeing Krishna in that state, Bhishma meditates on him and sings Bhishma Stuti. And one of the Stuti is Yehi Pullambuja Patra Netra Namostute Deva Vara Prameya Prasahya Mam Pataya Lokanatha Ratottamat Sarva Sharanya Sankye. Hey Pullambuja Patra Netra, hey lotus-eyed Krishna, I bow to you. You are the one who are absolutely delightful. Even when you want to come and kill me, I am more than happy to accept the death from you, Krishna. Come on, come and hit me. Come and hit me. That was the love and affection that Bhishma had towards Krishna, and it is all because of the Madhuryam of Krishna. Well, we have now seen 2 episodes from Ramayana and Mahabharata, and let's talk a bit of analogy what Swami Deshikan gives for this Kalyana Guna Madhuryam. Madhuryam. Kshiravad upaya bhavopi swaduttam. What does Swami Deshikan wants to infer from here? Swami uses milk as an analogy for Madhuryam. But how can you compare milk and Madhuryam? It doesn't go well, right? So here it is. When you have a disease, then what does a doctor prescribes? A medicine to cure the disease. And generally, the medicine is very, very bitter. Sometimes you may even wonder, for this bitter medicine, it's better that I even have the disease that is even more tolerable than this medicine. It is so bitter that I can't even think of smelling it, leave away consuming this. So that is the level of bitterness one you have when you want to take a medicine. Whereas milk is something which is sweet, which is good for you. And imagine, to cure your disease, the only medicine that you need to take is milk. How enjoyable it is going to be. How beautiful it's going to be. You'll consume as if it's amritam, kshira, the milk. You don't even think twice because it is so sweet and it is pleasant for your throat and you feel everything good. Similarly, the upayam, the path is, if the path is Bhagavan and the destination is also Bhagavan, which is Perumal, then would that not be double sweet for us? So there is no pain. We should not feel any pain or struggle because we are going to reach Him and we are going to serve Him eternally. And that is why Swami Deshikan compares the Madhuryam Guna to a milk. Let's see one more episode from Mahabharata. Shishupala. He was a kind of a person who always hated Krishna right from birth. He and his friends always insults Krishna. They even gathered funds to scold or insult Krishna on a daily basis. And as we all know, Shishupala in his previous birth was Hiranyaksha and Ravana. So for him, it was very natural to have a hatred towards Krishna. Despite being so hatred towards Krishna, at the end of his life, Shishupala got moksha. How did he get that? How can a great sinner be liberated? And Nampillai refers that he was doing an amazing Namakainkaryam for Perumal. Because every time when Shishupala wants to scold Perumal or Krishna, he used to go and stand in front of him, see Krishna in his face and look at his Ayuda, which is Chakra Ayuda, and says, "Oh Krishna, you are a thief. Oh Devaki son, you are not fit for doing this. Oh Nandakumara son, you are not doing this." So, which is like every time when he has to scold, he goes and sees Krishna and scolds him in person. All our acharyas compass this to a kind of Nama Sankirtanam that we do to Perumal. Imagine when we do an Ashtotram to Perumal, what do we say? Om Vasudevaya Namaha, Om Sankarshanaya Namaha, Om Pradyumnaya Namaha. So, like how we do our Ashtotra Namavali, the same way Shishupala comes and tells Nama Sankirtanam to Krishna, and Krishna was very, very delighted by this. And when the time came when he did more than 100 insults to Krishna, Krishna released the Sudarshana Chakra and it went and cut the Shishupala's head. Even at that time, he saw Krishna's magnificent glowing face and prayed to that Lord to seek mercy, and that is how he got moksha. Swami Deshikan, when explaining this particular sloka from Bhagavad Gita, Machitta Madgada Prana Bodhayantah Parasparam Katayantascha Mam Nityam Tushyanticha Ramanticha. Swami Deshikan, in his Tatparya Chandrika, which is a detailed commentary on Bhagavad Gita based on Ramanuja's Gita Bhashyam, he says that Ananya Manasam Machitta Madgata Pranaha Ityadyukta Avastacha. We have seen earlier that even a sinner at the time of death gets liberated because that is the Madhuryam of Lord Krishna. This shloka, he says that the devotees reach a state where they cannot live a single moment without Krishna, and having experienced the joys and of the various Kalyana gunas themselves, they share these joys to each other, and that gives them a wonderful experience. So, in both ways, both the Perumal rejoices the anubhavams of the Bhagavatas, and Bhagavatas enjoys the Kalyana gunas of Perumal. It is always important that when you read or learn something new, or let's say for example, even when you taste a new recipe, we always try to share that recipe to others. Similarly, the Madhuryam guna of Perumal is such that we always talk to each other Bhagavata, and feel that happiness. Before I conclude, I just want to talk about one personal incident with Srimad Villivalam Singar to explain the Madhuryam. Singar had a very good regard for my paternal grandfather. And after our Upanyasams, Singar was at a camp at Ahobilam Oriental School, Westmambalam. We were very young at that time. I think I would be around 11 years. And my tata went and requested Singar that he has to perform Panchasamskara, which is the process of having the mudra of chakra and shanka on our shoulders. And he requested Singar to do the same. And Singar obliged immediately. And my grandfather had one more request, saying that the kids are very small, so they might not bear the heat. So Aishinger has to be little more patient and when performing the Pancha Sanskara. Aishinger, in his sweet own voice, he said, don't worry about it. And he told us to stand at the end of the queue. There were around 15 people who came for the Pancha Samskara on that day. And I was at the very end of the queue. As the process started, they were all chanting Taniyans, and Aishinger was listening to it. And as he was listening, he came walking down the aisle. The moment he started walking down the aisle, I was petrified. I was like, oh my God. I thought I'm going to be the last person, but it looks like the fate has other things. As we say, man proposes, God disposes. The same way, I thought I'm going to be the last person, but from the looks of it, it's going to be like I'm going to be the first person to get the mudra of chakra and shankh. I was like, oh my, this is something not good, and I was already feeling tensed. But then, being young, you always feel a bit scared about all those fire and heat and all those things. So Aishinger came, and immediately after putting the mudra of chakra, he immediately asked, hey, Balikarda, Hiriyarda? And he turned to his Kainkarya Paras and said, go get sandal immediately. Maybe he might not bear the heat, so apply sandal so that it is a coolant for him. And that sweet voice was enough for me. I just lost everything. I did not feel any pain, and I was like in a state of ecstasy. The kind of karunyam and madhuryam in his voice was enough, and I did not feel pain at all. And this personal feeling of the quality of madhuryam by our Srimadh Villivalam Aishinger will always be there in my memory. With this, I thank my Guru Sri A.P.N. Swami for giving me an opportunity to speak a few words about the quality of madhuryam of Pirban. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha. Jai Garuda Suparna.